Susan comes back on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sister Cities Commission meeting on Monday evening, December 2nd, 2014. We're in the council chambers here at City Hall, beginning at 5:15 p.m. My name is Tom Schmitz, and I have officially called this meeting to order. We will begin. And the first item on the agenda is a big thank you. We want to go on record in thanking Commissioner Jeremy Reed. Jeremy is not here at the moment, but Jeremy Reed has served the citizens of this community more than an entire term on the Sister Cities Commission, and he is not going to be on the commission beginning in January of 2025. So a big thank you, shout out to Jeremy Reed for all your past help. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is a roll call, and we'll begin on my far left with Jane. Everyone, please introduce your name and your position for the record, please.
Jane Mayday Hockey.
Dick Seaboth, Vice Chair.
Carolyn Marty Smith.
Larry Mack.
Tom Schmitz, Chair of the Commission at this time.
Ellie Sweeney.
John Vorwerk. Ron Wendinger.
Brian Filzen.
Kathleen Backer, Mayor.
Wonderful, thank you. We've got a lot of commissioners here and appreciate the mayor's attendance also this evening. So next item on the agenda, 3.1, we're going to work on the election of officers for next calendar year of 2025. And how we'll do this is I'll call for nominations from the floor a few times, and then we'll do a vote and so forth. The first one on the agenda appears to be chair. I would call for any nominations from the floor of commissioners here for chair of the Sister Cities Commission next year in 2025.
I nominate Tom Schmitz.
I'll second that.
I think he would do an excellent job.
I think
so,
agree.
too.
I agree too.
Okay, so we have one nomination from the floor. Any other nominations for chair next year on the commission? Please step to the podium, gentlemen. We have a spectator with us this evening. State your name and address for the record, please.
I'm Terry Sweeney. I live at 904 North Minnesota in New Ulm. My question is, can a city councilor be the chair of a commission? Because you will be a city councilor come the first of the month.
That's a great question. We think the answer is yes. And if for some reason the things change, we will address that in the future.
All right, that's what I needed to hear.
Thank you. All right, our final call for nominations from the floor for chair next year. Any other nominations from the floor, please? Okay, we will call we'll close the nominations for chair. So I think we'll go right into voting on that.
Motion to cast a unanimous ballot for Mr. Schmitz. Second.
Okay, all those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, thank you. We'll move on to vice chair of the commission for 2025 next year. Dick Seaboth has been our vice chair this past year in 2024. I'd call for nominations from the floor for vice chair, please.
I nominate Dick Seaboth for vice chair, Sister Cities.
Do we have a second for that nomination?
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have consummated one nomination. Any other nominations for vice chair next year, please? Any other nominations for vice chair? Final call for other nominations of vice chair next year. Okay, so we have one. And then I think what we'll do is we'll call for a vote on that. We've got a nomination and a second for Dick Seaboth next year as vice chair. All those in favor of that nomination, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much, Dick. And the final nomination for next year, election of officers, is secretary, note taker. We've got a vacancy for that position in 2025, so I would entertain any nominations from the floor for secretary of our fine commission for next year.
I nominate our newest adoptee, Miss Ellie Sweeney, for Secretary of Sister Cities.
We have a nomination. Any seconds to that
Second.
nomination? A second from Dick Seabooth. Okay, so we've got one nomination. Any other nominations from the floor for secretary? Next year, final call for another nomination for 2025 secretary. Okay, so we have one nomination. We will then call this to a vote. All those in favor of the nomination on the floor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much, Ellie. Appreciate it. Everyone appreciates it. Danke schön. All right, we'll move on to item 4, approval of the minutes. They've been in the packet. I would entertain a motion to approve the November 4, 2024 general meeting minutes of the Sister Cities Commission.
I'll offer a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second, please.
There's a correction.
Oh.
I have a correction.
Okay.
I was absent.
How about if we get a second and then we'll make the corrections, I think.
Okay.
I'll second. but,
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, now we're on the discussion phase. What sort of,
Under absent, I should be listed.
I can't get mine to open.
I was in Germany.
okay, let's take a look at that. Absent, yes, so we've got the members, the roll call. Jane is not on there, right. So absent from last month's meeting, we should change those minutes and duly denote. Thank you very much. We will make sure that Jane Mayday Hulke is mentioned as absent from last month's meeting. Any other discussion?
That answered my question that I had earlier. You do want listed who was absent from the meeting. In the
Yes.
minutes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so.
We
So
Yeah.
who do we have today absent, just so I have it right?
Right, great question. Jeremy Reed
Okay,
and Tony Bernick. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yes, because there's 11 commissioners on this commission.
and then do I just let Lisa Pelzo know to
Yes.
correct it?
To edit last month's minutes. Thank you very much. Any other discussion on the motion on the floor, which is to approve the minutes from last month with this correction? Okay, no more discussion. Then we'll call it to a vote. All those in favor of the motion on the floor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. We'll move on to item 5, the financial report. You've seen that in the packet. I have nothing additional to point out. So I would entertain a motion to approve the financial report with the date ending November 30, 2024.
I'll move the financials as presented.
There's a motion. Do we have a second,
I'll
please?
make a second.
Jane, second. Wonderful. Any discussion on that motion we have here related to the financials? Any discussion? No. Okay, then we will call it to a vote. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. The financials are approved. We'll move on to item 6, the Hancios Cultural Exchange Program. We do have one application that has been submitted to city administration here up at City Hall. We saw that information come out previously by email to us. I read through it all, and it looks very impressive, I think, to me. We don't need to take any action on this item, but we could certainly discuss it. Any comments or discussion related to the one official application we have in so far?
When does that subcommittee meet to address the applicant or applicants.
Yes, I think it's open until, is it the end of the year or the end of December?
End of December. I
December,
believe.
so the subcommittee needs to meet early in January for
Correct.
discussion purposes,
Yes, that is correct.
or maybe should meet at the end of December so it can be brought forth at the January meeting.
Let's see here, that would be the 6th is our meeting, January 6th.
Well, what is the deadline? Is the deadline the end of the year?
The application deadline is, let's try to figure that out.
So you really can't meet before then.
Correct.
So you're almost looking at February meeting before you're gonna, they'll have to meet in January sometime to discuss it, to give them some time, set up interviews with them.
Yeah.
Well, it's possible for the subcommittee to meet before our meeting on the 6th. There are some days before then, and you're going to be kicking it down the street till February for sure if,
Well, I mean, if they have application deadlines not till the end of the year, you gotta set up appointments with, or interviews
well, you
with
got to
them.
at least look at them. I mean, if
But,
they're-
you can't say at the end of the year, okay, can you come here in the next 2 days? I mean, I think February is a reasonable timeline,
Oh, I believe it, yeah.
is what I would say. At the February meeting, have an idea before we,
Well, I mean, we'll have the applications, on the 6th of January, and then.
but that's when the
and then-
committee
correct,
does the
and then the
interviews and
committee-
stuff, and then they bring to the February meeting
Yep.
their recommendation.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then hopefully, on the 6th, we can give some dates to Lisa to hopefully line up some interviews, whether they're in person or through Zoom. And we'll line up to see what meeting space is available here at City Hall. So,
well, I think the committee can at least schedule any applicants for an interview before the February meeting and bring your recommendation to the February meeting.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, that,
I think that's reasonable.
okay, yeah, that will keep the process rolling.
Yes. Sounds great, and I'm bringing up, okay, the applicant, I don't know if we can say this over the air or not. But we do have, everyone has received that information on the commission. Her name is Martha Balgi, yes.
What was that name again, sir? I didn't hear you.
Martha Balgi, Balge, and she has applied in the past. And the information we've received so far is very impressive, I thought. So what I'm saying is we've got one strong applicant, and we've got time available yet for the other applicants to come in, if there's any other applicants for the outbound. And then we did receive a little information from Alm Nyon Deutschland about the potential inbound participant that we'll be hosting next year. And they're working on that, and they've got some ideas, and things seem to be coming together with our sister city over there in Deutschland, sister cities.
Maybe this would be a good time to put in, we have an article, remember we talked about putting an article in to Lifestyle Magazine, Lifestyle section at the Journal, and you all got my letters. I wrote to Kurt. He answered back, so he has all of the things that I sent to all of you. And then Travis Rosenau is going to be writing the article for us, so he called me and he asked some questions about it. So we kind of need to decide exactly what we want to have in it. He certainly liked the pictures, and he liked the little write-ups that each kid gave you. You all read that, right? We good? Okay. So is that what we want? Because we're going to have a section in there about how to apply. Don't you think we should have that? What do we
Yes,
send?
yes.
Okay. So where do we get that letter from? Because I haven't given them that yet. How does that go?
The
So we want to
summer
get some,
language camp?
No, not for
no,
the
this
summer.
is for
the
somebody applying for.
applicants,
Oh,
right? So if we
yes.
talk about sister cities,
Yeah.
and we have we have all the written interviews that I got from the interns that sent me things, which I thought were fabulous. I hope you all read them. And then, but definitely we need to have at least a paragraph on how to apply, right? And who has that?
Lisa
And
would
where do,
be-
Lisa?
Lisa would have that information.
Okay,
Yeah, so the focus is going to be the Hans Yost Exchange Program.
Right.
To the article, so we
Right.
will.
and they're giving us
certainly-
a full page.
That's fantastic.
Well, we could ask Lisa to submit that to Clay for the journal.
Oh, that's a good
you know,
idea. Keep me out of it.
The information that we're requesting for all the applicants and tie it to the story.
Okay,
Yeah, that sounds great. We're going to have a big push here for the Hans Yost Exchange Program, promotion and advertising.
so Dick, this is what Dick said to me. He gave him all the information of the backstory, but it was 10 pages long, so Travis didn't exactly know where to go with it. So Dick said he would get back to him and tell him what parts to select about how this came into being, and he was going to put that in. Then he adds the section of all of our interns where they wrote all those little lovely letters. And then if we add the last part, this is how you would apply. Does that sound like a complete,
That sounds
we're
reasonable.
good with all of it? Okay.
Yes,
Do we have a
yes.
timeline for what week of the?
No, he didn't know yet. He said, when I talked to him last week, I suppose before Thanksgiving, he said in 2 weeks he'd be getting out. So we need to do that this week sometime, I think.
And the Hans Yost Subcommittee consists of Counselor Mack, myself, and then, of course, the Vice Chair, Dick Seabooth. We, along with Carolyn, we can make sure that the Journal has plenty of information for
Good.
this feature article.
And if anybody has any pictures that I don't have, like from the oldest, the people who've been, I only have since I've been involved, which is 2012. So that's when the pictures start.
Sounds great. So, big push on this. If you have information or photos, please forward those to myself or Lisa Pelzel or both. We'll make sure it gets funneled to the Journal.
Okay.
Any other comments or topics related to the Hans Yost Exchange Program? If not, we can move along to old business. 7.1 is the potential German language day camp that in the past has been for youths. There's a lot of information in the packet. We haven't conducted this summer day camp for quite a number of years, possibly a decade. And we have a subcommittee, which of course Carolyn's on. I think
And
Ellie is on also, Ellie Sweeney. There could be room for another. And of course, Dick Seabooth and I are interested in how things pan out. So it's really a matter of continuing legwork on whether or not this is possible. We don't have to do things like we've done in the past. I think it's entirely up to the staff, the day camp director and people helping with the director on this, on how they want to frame this and how they want to set this up, I don't think we need to force anything on them as far as how it would be organized or set up or structured. I think it's entirely dependent upon the staff that organizes this. Any other comments or topics on this, or discussion on this topic?
Somebody talked to me. Was it you, Ellie? Somebody has a German kid coming. Is it, Tom, was it you that you had that? Oh, that's right. Tell them that. That's a good thing.
Kim and I have a niece coming from Tübingen. The second half of the summer, it's like August and September. So she would very much be interested in assisting with this. I don't think we would, I know we would not place, call her a director, but she may be the lead instructor or something like that. So that's a possibility for a member of the staff. Yes, I mean, that's still, we think it's going to happen, but it's quite a ways off. She's planning to come stay with us for a couple months. But any other, we certainly need,
Jane said she would join the committee with us.
okay, all right, Jane's willing to be on the committee, thank you. And so it's really a matter of structuring it and, determining how this thing's gonna play out. If it's a half a day for a week or 2 weeks, however you wanna. I would say continue working on it and, if calling official subcommittee meetings would have to go through Lisa Pelzel and administration and publicize that in days in advance here. But a number of individual tasks can be worked on outside of an official meeting, is my understanding. Any other discussion related to the potential youth summer language day camp? Budget is fully to be determined, and so on.
Mr. Chair, do we have any other instructors that have an interest of being involved in it, or?
I'm not aware of any at this point. I think we need to continue reaching out to this, primary schools, secondary schools, post-secondary schools in the area, in the region. And hopefully the subcommittee and others can work on that. Okay. If there's nothing else related to that, we will move on to 7.2, our annual recognition award. And I'll turn it over to that subcommittee of John Vorwerk and Brian Filzen to lead us on some discussion and potential action. Commissioner Filzen, Commissioner Vorwerk.
Yes. Well, we have set up the subcommission for the 11th of this month. I know we want to have the award in January. We usually put the meeting just before that and then have the recognition after that. I don't know if we still want to have it in January, we can still have it after the meeting still be in January, a different date.
And we've done it later, too.
Yes.
So it's not, I don't think that the month is the big deal.
I don't know.
So, I mean, if we want to do it in February, we do it in February.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're meeting next week to look at some nominees for that.
Sounds good. I think we'll need to schedule this room. It needs to be an official, publicized meeting.
Can't wait.
Coordinate that with Lisa Pelzel up in the admin office. And then notice will get out to the public, including the entire commission. And the meeting will be led by the subcommittee.
Yes,
Members
next week.
Members of the subcommittee. Wonderful. Thank you.
And was that date the 11th?
I believe it's the 11th.
That Wednesday, whatever that Wednesday is.
We did have some discussion on we've awarded it every year with the exception of one, and I think that was COVID. Do we have to have somebody every year if we don't have enough? I don't know how to put it.
Well, you look at the list, I mean, we've had a lot of great people that were recognized, and a lot of those people are still heavily involved. And, I mean, is it something we have to do every year? Or, I mean, is it a timely thing when we feel that we should recognize somebody? Or is it something that was set up that, yes, definitely every year we should recognize someone?
I don't know, that's a great question. One of my comments would be not to duplicate.
Well, no, and that's,
Where we have, I know there was one name being discussed previously, and I see that individual already on the list. And then the question about whether this award has to be awarded annually, I have no idea. I wonder if the mayor has any idea, or anyone has any idea of whether this is a mandatory award annually.
I don't know that it's mandatory. The only observation I would make is that if this commission recommends that they don't want to make that award this year, I don't know who would oppose that decision. but maybe we have to look through past records to find out what the mandate is, if there is one.
Sounds great. Thank you, Mayor. I would charge, okay, Ellie?
I had thought about, and I don't know if you've done this in the past, doing somebody after death, but Keith Roloff, his family.
We've done that before.
and I don't know if he's been
Posthumously.
recognized.
Yep. So I would charge the subcommittee to check with city administration on whether there's rules or regulations requiring, revolving around the mandatoriness of this award.
John, you're going to have to check on the rules and regulations. That's kind of not my area.
Annual basis.
I don't deal with the rules, so.
We got that.
And then the commission certainly should forward ideas to the subcommittee and to all of us.
Which I've asked already, and I
yeah.
did get some response, but if there's any more, we'd certainly appreciate it.
Yes.
Correct. We can't make a decision in a vacuum or, online or through emails, but ideas can certainly be shared via email. So please forward those. Thank you.
Can I just say this about one of the people that I recommended? He got the award back in 1999. That's like 25 years ago. And this person, I've been involved with Sister City since 2012. This person has consistently done things besides that giant lion that he bought that small lion he bought for us last time. I'm just not sure a reason why we couldn't award somebody something again. Is there a rule about not awarding somebody twice? I mean, it's not like 25 years ago, you think anybody even remembers that? For having it written down. I'm putting in my word for him. I think that would be although Ellie's suggestion was very good, I didn't think of that suggestion either. But 25 years ago is a long time. A person consistently helps with sister cities and does things for sister cities. And if we decided to go with the people from Europe that I also suggested, it would be nice, since they're related to him, Uli is, to put it all together in a little packet. And it wouldn't have to be done until, I don't think there's anything that says we have to do it in the winter. Is there? Like, couldn't we do it in the summer sometime? Is there any reason?
I don't think there's any set month we have to do it.
So anyway, I liked Ellie's idea. So I mean, I was dead set on talking you into my idea, but but since that's, if we don't, okay. But if we do, I think the three of them would be a nice packet. A nice way to do it, and justified. Look at those letters we received recommending these people in Germany, and to recognize somebody in Germany is kind of a cool thing. And if we take another trip, we could maybe send it along. One year, the year that we wanted to do it, we were going to send it along with Terry on the trip, and then we had to change the laws in sister cities, or the rules in sister. And we did. We changed the rules so we could recognize people who consistently done well for sister cities in Europe. For us personally, not for them, for us.
Well, great discussion. Again, maybe looking into the rules and regulations revolving around this award, and seeing if there's what the records are up in admin with that. But it's good to have maybe more nominees.
Yes, I agree.
Than we, feel we want to award in 1 year. So great discussion. Any other discussion related to this topic of our Sister Cities Award? I mean, the only other one I'll mention is that our host worksite this year of 2024 was also awarded in the past.
Yes.
Host work sites, I think, do a fair amount of heavy lifting for our commission. So that's just another comment directed to the subcommittee. Anything else related to the award discussion? If not, we'll move on to new business, item 8.1, committee preferences. Okay, so every commissioner is recommended to also sit on a subcommittee. And so please, I don't know if we're going to take action on that here and now, or if it's,
Typically, didn't we usually have
We'd fill out a form.
a form
Which ones that we,
of the subcommittees, and then everybody could put their choice, like 1, 2, or 3.
yeah.
And then, Tom, you'll tabulate it.
yeah, so we've got in the packet the list of committee assignments for this year, 2024. Advertising Committee, Hans Jost Exchange Committee, Recognition Committee, and the German Language Camp Committee. There's 4 committees denoted in our packet here. Okay. All righty. Well, we will make certain that an email comes out from admin related to the committee assignments. For next year, and then at our next meeting, we will plan to formalize those. Yeah, you see in the packet here, the various subcommittees have an entire page related to their duties, so to speak. So come prepared for the next meeting to solidify our assignments of 11 commissioners onto these 4 subcommittees. Okay. Any other comments or discussion related to our committee structure on the commission? Okay, then we're nearing the end of our agenda here. I see the next item is number 9, announcements. And there's information in the packet just to, to keep ourselves well-versed and refreshed on the open meeting law requirements, including especially those related to our boards and commissions. And then as we email or correspond, we want to make sure that we copy Lisa Pelzel up in city administration on everything. So that, because she's the repository of our records. And commissioners come and go, but city admin is here for the long haul. There will always be city administration, and they're the repository of our records. So please keep city administration through Lisa Pelzel abreast on all of our communications and actions and discussions. Any topics or any discussion related to that topic? I think it's pretty, clear that we're a public entity and that we are certainly bound by the open meeting laws and the transparency necessary of any government at any level. Any questions or comments related to this topic? Okay, well, then I'm not aware of any other business before us. Any other final comments or thoughts before I adjourn the meeting? Silence befalls the commission. Okay, well, thank you all again for your commitment to the citizens of the city of New Ulm and all of our various programs. So I declare this meeting adjourned, and happy holidays to all.